students, welcome to the science class. Today we will proceed our chapter is matter around us pure, and today we will discuss some more about fractional distillation and evaporation technique. Now first, separation of components of air. Okay, prior we had studied about how the components of petroleum are separated with the help of fractional distillation. So today we will discuss about separation of components of air with the help of fractional distillation. We know that air is a mixture of gases. The component of air can be separated by fractional distillation. So fractional distillation technique is used to separate components of air. ओके, फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन से हम एयर के कंपोनेंट्स को अलग करते हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज़ द प्रोसेस? द एयर इज़ compressed by increasing the pressure and cooled by decreasing the temperature to get liquid air. Now what we have to do? Air is compressed first and then by compressing the pressure is increased and then it get cooled. Okay, by decreasing the temperature we have to cool it by decreasing the temperature. हमें प्रेशर बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. एयर को हमें लेना है, फिर उसका प्रेशर हमें इंक्रीज़ करना है. प्रेशर इंक्रीज़ करेंगे तो क्या होगा? एयर के पार्टिकल्स हैं वो क्या होगा? नज़दीक आएंगे. उनमें इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर जो फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन है वो बढ़ेगा और इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर जो स्पेस है वो कम होगा, डिक्रीज़ होगा, जिसके कारण वो एक दूसरे के पास आएंगे और फिर हमें क्या करना है? टेम्परेचर भी कम करना है. ओके, बाय डिक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर कम करेंगे और एयर को कंप्रेस करेंगे तो क्या होगा? एयर इज़ कन्वर्टेड टू लिक्विड एयर. एयर लिक्विड एयर में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी बाय कंप्रेसिंग एंड बाय डिक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर. लिक्विड एयर में कन्वर्ट हो गई. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू डू? नाउ अलाउ टू वार्म अप स्लोली इन फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन कॉलम. अब इस लिक्विड एयर को हमें स्लोली फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेटिंग कॉलम में उसको डालकर उसको धीरे धीरे वो वार्म हो, गर्म हो, ये हमें अलाउ करना है. तो क्या लिक्विड एयर क्या होगा? नाउ अलाउ टू वार्म अप स्लोली इन फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन कॉलम. अब जो उसमें जो लिक्विड एयर है उसमें डिफरेंट वेपर्स जो हैं बनेंगे अलग अलग टेम्परेचर पे. उसके जो कंपोनेंट्स हैं वो अलग अलग अपने बॉइलिंग पॉइंट के अकॉर्डिंग जो है कलेक्ट होते जाएंगे. जिसका बॉइलिंग पॉइंट सबसे कम है उसके वेपर सबसे पहले बनेंगे, वो सबसे पहले सेपरेट होगा वो कंपोनेंट एयर का. उसके बाद में नेक्स्ट एंड इसी तरह से जिसका सबसे ज़्यादा बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है वो सबसे लास्ट में सेपरेट होगा. ओके, सो इस तरह से वेपर्स जो हैं हम फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन कॉलम में डालकर लिक्विड एयर को वेपराइज करेंगे एंड देन द वेपर्स आर कलेक्टेड अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर बॉइलिंग पॉइंट. सो द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, सो द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट ऑफ नाइट्रोजन इज़ लोवेस्ट. इट इज़ minus 196 degree Celsius, so it collected first. After that argon, it has boiling point minus 186 degree Celsius, and the highest boiling point is of oxygen, that is minus 183 degree Celsius. So what is the collection? We can say sequence. Nitrogen is collected first and after that argon and lastly the oxygen. Okay, so in this way the air is compressed by increasing the pressure and then it get cooled by decreasing the temperature. We get liquid air and then this liquid air is allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillation column, and where gases are separated at different heights depending upon their boiling point. Okay, so the gases are collected at different heights according to their boiling points. So in this way, so how can we separate the component of air? By fractional distillation technique. फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन टेक्निक का यूज़ करके हम एयर को उसके कंपोनेंट्स में से अलग कर सकते हैं. Now this diagram, it is also given in your NCERT book, that is a separation of components of air. Separation of components of air. What is given in this diagram? First of all, there is a filter and air is from this the air is transferred in. Now there is a chamber in which air is rushed in this chamber and it is pressurized here. Air is pressurized here. Okay, so air under pressure, pressurized here. And what happens then? Hot air. Okay, and this is the another chamber where freezing cold water in. Okay, let water come inside from this into this chamber. This is the cold water. Okay, now this hot air, what happens? The hot air from this chamber goes to this chamber. Okay, where the freezing water, uh, where there is a inlet of freezing water. Okay, what happens then? This hot water, the cold compressed air, okay, it get cold, the hot air get cold. Okay, then it become cold compressed air, it also compressed. Okay, so it get compressed because the first chamber is of compression, so it get compressed. Now what happens? The carbon dioxide as dry ice. Okay, first of all, now carbon dioxide is separated here, cold compressed air. So first of all, the compressed the solid CO2 is separated as dry ice. So which is known as dry ice? That is called the solid CO2 is known as dry ice. Then what happens? The liquid air, then expansion jet. Okay, the liquid air, then it is it goes into the fractional column, and where fractional distillation column. This is the fractional distillation column, and where the gases are separated according to the boiling point. Okay, firstly the nitrogen is collected, and then argon, and lastly the liquid oxygen is collected, because it has the highest boiling point. Okay, liquid oxygen. So in this way the different components are separated. First of all, the solid CO2 is separated, the solid form it is separated, and then after that nitrogen and argon, and lastly the liquid oxygen. Okay, then it is converted into its gaseous form. So in this way the different components of air are separated. Okay, in this way the different components are separated. Now next method of separation is evaporation method. Okay, which you have also studied in your lower class. Evaporation and crystallization. In order to obtain the pure crystals from the solutions. Okay, the crystallization method is used to purify solids. In order to remove the impurities, okay, from the solid solution, we have to adopt the method of crystallization. So what is crystallization? It is a process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystals from a solution. So crystallization is the process of obtaining a pure solid in the form of crystals from its solution. By crystallization we can obtain pure copper sulfate from its solution. जैसे कॉपर सल्फेट के प्योर क्रिस्टल्स हमें ऑब्टेन करने हैं तो हम क्रिस्टलाइजेशन प्रोसेस यूज़ में लेते हैं. व्हाट वी हैव टू डू? वी हैव टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू टेक about half an beaker water, about you can say 25 ml water, 25 to 50 ml water in a beaker, and then we have to add 5 gram of copper sulfate solution. Okay, and then what we have to do? We have to mix the copper sulfate solution. We can say slowly we have to add that copper sulfate powder in the water. Okay, and we have to stir the solution continuously. Now we have to add copper sulfate till no more copper sulfate dissolve in the water. So we have to make saturated solution of copper sulfate. We have to make saturated solution of copper sulfate. When no more copper sulfate dissolve in water, we have to dissolve it up to that stage. Okay, up to that stage. Now we have to make saturated solution. Now when the copper sulfate stop dissolving, so we have to stop mixing the copper sulfate in water. Now what we have to do? Now we have add copper sulfate in warm water. Okay, we have to warm water first and then add copper sulfate. Now filter the solution to remove the impurities. Now we have to filter it to remove the impurities. Now after that evaporate the solution in a china dish to get a saturated solution. Yes, we have to make the saturated solution of copper sulfate. Now cover the solution with a filter paper and allow it to cool. Now with the filtrate which left in the filter paper, we have to allow it cool at room temperature. Now what happens? After some time, we see the pure copper sulfate crystals. We see the crystals of copper sulfate. So in this way, we can make the crystals of copper sulfate, and same process is used for sugar and salt also. Salt is obtained by the evaporation process, and then it is sent to the factories for crystallization, so that pure form of the salt can be obtained. Okay, so in this way, this method is very important. This is used to, because some impurities remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration. So so this technique is used to remove the impurities from the solution. Okay, now what is the application of this technique? This technique is used for the purification of salt that we get from the seawater. So application, it is used for purification of salt, and it is also used for the separation of crystals of alum, okay, from impure samples. It is used for the separation of crystals of alum from impure samples. So for the separation of crystals of alum, this technique is used. What is alum? Alum is Fitkari. Okay, so in this way, this method is used, that is called crystallization. Now this diagram showing the water purification system in waterworks. Okay, we know that the supply of water, drinking water in our home, it goes through various steps. Okay, in this way we get the pure water. So how can we purify water? It is also important topic, that how can we purify water, how can we get pure water. In your prior classes, in 6th class, you have studied about various methods of separation to remove the dirt and to dirt from the water, that is sedimentation, decantation and filtration techniques. So let us recall them. Now how can we obtain the pure water? This is the reservoir. Okay, in waterworks, what are the water purification techniques used? This is the reservoir. Okay, now allow solid to settles. Now what happens? This is the sedimentation techniques. So all the solids, heavyweight particles, solids, they settle down in the sedimentation tank, settle down at the bottom of the tank. Now next is the loading tank. What happens in loading tank? We have to load Fitkari in this tank, okay, so that to sediment the suspended impurity. There are some impurities which remain suspended in the water, जो पानी में suspend रहती, पूरे पानी में फैली रहती है. जो बड़ी impurities होती है, heavy impurities, वो तो settle down हो जाती है, लेकिन जो थोड़ी dirt है, grease है, वो पानी में suspend रहती है, कि फैली भी रहती है. तो उसको कैसे हम उसको नीचे बैठाएं, कैसे सेटल डाउन करें? सो दैट इज़ लोडिंग टैंक उसके लिए होता है. लोडिंग टैंक में फिटकरी का यूज़ किया जाता है, पोटेश एलम का, और उससे क्या होता है, फिटकरी उसको उस सस्पेंडेड इम्प्योरिटीज़ को नीचे बॉटम में उसको सेडिमेंट कर देती है. नाउ द थर्ड टैंक इन वाटर वर्क्स इज फिल्ट्रेशन टैंक. Filtration tank, it has different layers, the layers of coarse gravel and fine sand. Okay, and water is passed through these layers, and each and every layer is important, and impurities are removed from the water from these different layers. And finally the water is sent for chlorination tank. It is sent in the chlorination tank. If there is any bacteria or living organism in the water, then it get killed by the chlorine tablets and by the chlorine gas. Okay, so chlorination tank. Bleaching powder, nowadays bleaching powder is added for chlorination purpose, because bleaching powder also have chlorine as one of the constituent. So chlorination is done for killing bacteria. Okay, and last the water is sent to our houses. So these are the various, we can say, tanks in for the water purification, okay, in water works. These are the various steps. Okay students, go through all these topic and try to understand your concepts. Okay students, thank you.